In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the most insane start in Palworld that you have ever seen. With these tips, you're actually going to be able to get your first gun, infinite ammo, infinite gold, virtually unlimited Pal spheres that you can use to power level later, and you'll also be completely set up with some of the most overpowered early game Pals that you are totally not supposed to be able to get this early in the game. How early, you ask? Level 4. Yes, level 4. This is so stupid. Whether you're starting Palworld for the very first time, or if you're on a new server with that friend that you finally convinced to play the game with you, this is going to be your new favorite video to send over to them to bring them up to speed and get super overpowered very early in the game. Subscribe! Welcome back to the channel, guys. Dauntus here. I'm playing with my good friend Ammo here from Ammo Nations, who's actually going to be my duo partner for this best start to Palworld video as a duo. Ammo, say hi.
Hello, guys.
Good day. Before we get started on the journey, guys, I have a confession to make. So I started playing this game, and I know you've heard of it because they advertise literally everywhere, and that game is Raid Shadow Legends. I gave it a shot because they offered to sponsor today's video, so I downloaded it, and guys, I literally can't put it down. I'm playing it on my phone right now while I'm recording this ad. I'll admit I was a little skeptical at first because most mobile games are stupid. They don't really take a ton of strategy. It's basically the same thing over and over again. They're a big waste of time because you have to be glued to your phone 24/7. And a lot of them say if you want to have fun, you basically need to pay money. Well, I play this game pretty much every day now, definitely more than I should. And I can tell you that this game has more strategy and depth than you know what to do with. And that's actually the most addicting part about it. With respect to time, Raid also has an auto battle feature so that you can literally just set it and forget it. A feature that my family definitely appreciates. And guys, when it comes to pay to win, it is there and it can speed up your progress, but all it takes is a quick search for you to find out that all of Raid's top content creators all have insanely powerful free-to-play accounts, so it's definitely doable. Raid Shadow Legends has actually made a huge content leap last year in 2023, and they still routinely update their game to make it more fun for everyone. And guys, there's never been a better time to be a new player because right now the game is actually celebrating its 5th anniversary with the Festival of Creation. It's almost a month-long party with events and tournaments, summon boosts, free gifts, and a ton of other things. If you're a new player, I'm begging you guys, please join my clan and help me take out some of these clan bosses. To do that, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen now, and you can download the game and receive a $100 starter pack for free. This pack will include Epic Boss Killer Lady Atessa and other exclusive 5th anniversary awards just after you reach level 25. So once you're in game, search up my name, Dauntus, join my clan, and let's be legends together. Thanks again, Raid, for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so Ammo and myself are now in game, and the first thing we're gonna do is respawn. Why? Because if you didn't know, the game actually has numerous respawn locations around the map, and many of these actually have fast travel locations associated with them. Interact with each of these fast travel locations because each time you do, you get a free technology point in addition to the actual fast travel itself. The reason why this is such a good idea is because you virtually start the game with the ability to fast travel all the way across the map in different locations, and this is something that we're going to tap into and use here in just a little bit. So again, what you want to do is respawn until you have visited each of these locations at least one time, making sure that you interact with each fast travel point as you see them. The most important one is going to be this one down here called Seabreeze Archipelago, I think I said that right, Castaway Beach. And the reason is because as soon as you spawn in, there are going to be some very key pals here, Celray. These are like essential. It's essential to pick up at least 1 or 2 of those as a team so that we can breed the most powerful pal in the game later. We're going to have to come back here in just a bit. One that you guys want to keep in mind is this Icewind Island. As soon as you spawn in and look around, it doesn't look like there is one of those fast travel locations, but if you look in the upper middle of your screen right now, you can actually see there is one about 84 meters away. So all you got to do is get over here, scale the mountain, and make sure you hit it so that you can fast travel there moving forward. And guys, the wonderful thing about this is that regardless of what your settings are for if you drop your whole inventory when you die or not, it doesn't matter because you don't actually have anything. So you've got nothing to lose just by respawning, hitting these fast travel points, collecting all the free technology points, and then you're going to go back eventually to the windswept hills, plateau of beginnings where you originally start. So collect everything and then come back to the beginning location. Now, before you've even leveled up one time, you already have a grand total of 6 technology points. Quick disclaimer for you newer players, technology points are what you need to use to unlock certain items that you can build and structures that you can build. So this really does set you ahead of the game. Okay, so ammo, now we're in the game. Let's go ahead and pick up some wood, talk to this guy over here and get some resources. Guys, really what you're trying to do here is just collect as much as you can because you actually get experience from picking up wood and palladium fragments. Anything that you can interact with on the ground, go ahead and pick it up. All right, first thing we got to do is catch ourselves some Cattiva. Let's shoot for 2 of them. I thought this guy was being aggressive, but he's just running away. Really just catch up to him, punch him a couple times, and once their HP gets low, you're going to throw a pal sphere at them. I didn't pick up the one you had. Throw it. Use yours.
You want to catch him?
Well, turns out you need pal spheres to catch pals, so we should probably talk about the primitive workbench first. First thing you got to do is come down here and get the materials that you need for a primitive workbench. And then you're going to want to go to your building menu and build it. Punch some stone, punch some trees to get yourself some wood, and then you're going to come over to the workbench, make yourself a stone pickaxe, and then make yourself a stone axe for cutting down trees. Open up your technology tree here, unlock pal spheres, and then we're going to craft as many as we can so that we can go on our catching spree. As you guys are farming items, you're going to know that your weight capacity goes up, and if you let it go too high, you'll be over encumbered. So the reason why we're catching ourselves 2 Cattiva at the beginning here is because they have a passive skill that actually increases your weight carrying capacity. In the interest of increasing your weight carrying capacity, all of your enhanced stat points here should be used in the weight category just for the early game. Okay, so there's 1 and there's 2. Mission accomplished. All right, so after you guys have caught yourself 2 Cattiva, go ahead and respawn back to the beginning again. And where you're going to want to go is to this Sea Breeze Archipelago. I think I said that right again. Castaway Beach, because you as a team need to catch yourself a couple of these Celrays. And of course, there are Tiefens here. Once you get here, hunt down a couple of these Celray and make sure you catch them and put them in your pocket for later, because these are going to be, again, massively important for crafting some of the most powerful pals in the entire game. It's going to take a team effort because these things hit actually pretty hard at a low level. I might die. Okay, I got mine. Good luck. Try to get yourself a male and a female Celray if you can help it, because that'll make it easier for you when it comes to breeding in the later mid-game. After you guys catch 1 Celray each, next thing you want to do is fast travel all the way back to the plateau beginnings, because this is actually where the beginning of your journey starts to get interesting as a duo. And we're about to go on a long trek, Ammo. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay,
let's do it.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go and catch ourselves 3 Vixies each. Now, if you guys don't know, Vixy is actually one of the best, most OP pals in the entire game that you can get early, because if you don't know, you put it on a ranch in your first base, and it basically makes it to where you're swimming in pal spheres, and you don't ever have to craft another pal sphere again. And that's what we're going to use to power level moving forward. Quick pro tip, if you guys are going down a hill and you're sprinting, press C on the keyboard and it makes you slide. That's the fastest movement in the entire game, early game. The journey seems like it's going to be a long one, but again, you're going to start at the plateau beginnings and make your way northwest all the way across this bridge into this upper area. So Vixies are kind of all over this area here to the left, and we got lucky because there's just one running away over here. So I'm gonna grab this one. So we got the first one, but again, if you just keep following this road straight, you're gonna find a ton. So here we go. There's 2 extra Vixy over here right now. So let's go ahead and catch these. And for the next part of the duo strategy, as soon as you guys have captured 3 Vixies each, is you both need to split off and go to one of 2 locations so that you can start farming infinite gold. Player number 1 is going to come up to this location to set up their first base. The coordinates of the base are 156 and -390. And the second base is going to be located at 464 and -125, which is actually just slightly southwest of the Eastern Wild Islands, but we'll go there in just a moment. As soon as you come to this location, make sure you unlock the PAL box, and you're going to place your first PAL box right about here. You're going to use this as a travel location to start your infinite gold farm, but as a team, one person should be at the first base and the other person should be at the other base doing the exact same thing. And as soon as you place down the PAL box, what you're going to want to do is get yourself a ranch. Once you've unlocked the ranch and you've got enough fiber, whatever else you need, go ahead and place it down and build it. As soon as you have that ranch built, you're going to be placing down your 3 Vixies to go into that ranch. But before you can deploy more than one, you have to level up your base. So simply go to the base, look at the base upgrade requirements, and it'll tell you what to do. And every time you level up once, your maximum working pals at the base is going to go up by 1. Come back to your base and level it up to level 3. You are ready to place down all of your Vixies. And as you place them down, they should automatically go to the ranch. And guys, as you can see here, this one's been here for like not even 2 minutes, and it's already made 3 pal spheres. So imagine now having 3 Vixies here just farming for a very, very long time. We're never going to need to craft ourselves a Pal Sphere ever again, at least in the early game. The reason that we built in this location is because there's actually a black marketeer very nearby, and he's going to be the key to farming infinite gold. I'm going to leave up on the screen right now the route to actually get to this black marketeer so that you can see where he is. And as soon as we get there, we'll talk about how you're going to be taking him down. Now, this is easily one of the most unhinged things I've ever seen on the internet. It's going to look a little crazy, but this is what you do. So under normal circumstances, you're very friendly with these black marketeers. You can buy extremely powerful pals, but they're very, very expensive, and there's really no way to afford them this early in the game unless you do what I'm about to show you. Go to your technology tree, and you should be at least level 5 at this point, but you want to unlock the hanging trap, and you also want to unlock a campfire. Once you've got those, you want to place a hanging trap right underneath the black marketeer so that his foot is just in range of that little loop right there. And as soon as you do it, he's going to get hung up there by his foot. Well, this next part's pretty crazy. Place down a campfire right below him and just move it around until it kind of lets you do it. And as soon as you build this boy here, this level 40 marketeer is going to start burning and he'll take damage, which you're not even supposed to be able to damage this thing at this level. This is going to be pretty crazy. So right now he's taking fire damage, and that's going to be commensurate to like a percentage based damage. So he's taking a ton of damage right now. And what you want to do is pull your fists out, and you want to jump up and make sure you're at least getting a couple punches on him, because that way, if you don't do that, you're going to not be able to get his drops. Make sure you get your punches. And as soon as he depletes all his HP, he's going to drop this. And this is what we're after. Look at that. 1 gold key and like virtually 16,000 gold. You're not supposed to have that this early in the game. As soon as that happens, open up your building menu and press the disassembly mode. You're going to destroy both the hanging trap and the campfire, and then you're going to want to go back to your base. So if you guys are playing the variant of the game where you don't drop anything, all you got to do is just click respawn, and you can actually teleport right back to your base that's virtually right next to it. So here, we just arrived back at our base. Look at all these Vixies. I was away for like 5 minutes, and now I have a ton of Pal Spheres, a good amount of arrows. They're also producing and digging up gold for me. And now what I'm going to do again is just go all the way back to that black marketeer, and I'm going to do the same thing over and over again until I have about 60 to 70,000 gold. I think that's a good place to stop. Something important to note is that every time the black marketeer respawns, his pal inventory also respawns, which is going to be massive because, guys, there are going to be 3 pals that you want to keep your eye out for that he sells that you need to pick up immediately. And right now I'm very happy because Patalia is one of them. She has a very, very high planting and gathering ability, and we're going to use her to breed to get one of the most OP pals in the entire game later. And she also does have a healing element as well. So just make sure that you're communicating with your buddy, because again, every time you talk to him, his inventory resets, and you as a team, once you join guilds, you want to have at least 1 Patalia. The other 2 pals that you're going to be looking for are Lunaris and Relaxaurus. Relaxaurus is hands down one of the easiest gateways to getting things like Jormuntide and Anubis. Just super early in the game, you need to get yourself a Relaxaurus, and you also want to be on the lookout for a Lunaris, because Lunaris is basically a baby Anubis. It's got level 3 handiwork, which is going to make the entirety of your base building go by like a breeze. So, funny story, I actually had a hard time getting this black marketeer to respawn reliably, probably something to do with the geometry of the mountain or the terrain. I have no idea, but I did find another black marketeer right next to the Vixy spawn that you can easily set up in the exact same way and farm in the exact same manner. Don't forget about this location though, because it is still the best main base location for the early game, and we're going to be coming right back here as soon as we get all the gold that we want, reconvene with ammo, buy all the crazy pals that we want, and get our gun as well as the infinite ammunition. So we'll be back here shortly. I found a new location which is actually amazing. It is just southwest of the Desolate Church, which is really good because a ton of Vixies actually spawn in this area. So if you just come down here to this little underhang and you place your base at this location, 32 and negative 425, you are going to have 100% respawn rate for the black marketeer that's within these walls here. So again, all you got to do is build a pal box, put down your ranch, drop your 3 Vixies, which are making you a ton of pal spheres. As you can see, I've already got 134 and I'm not even level 6 yet. That's just stupid. Make your way into the layer here, and as you can see, the black marketeer is respawning every single time. So that's going to be it for player 1's base. Let's take a look at Ammo's base and see what kind of progress he's made. Why you took so long, player 1? I had to teach you at least one time regardless, and Ammo's doing the same thing over at his base anyway. If you're player number 2, you are going to be going to the Eastern Wild Island. As soon as you spawn in, turn directly to the west and make your way west until you get to like a little area with a river running through it. The coordinates are 476 and -125. And as you can see, we've got Ammo here who just built his ranch, and he's going to begin the process of placing down 1 Vixie, upgrading his base twice, and then placing down his other 2 Vixies. And as Ammo here is placing down his Vixies, you'll actually see how close this marketeer is to this base location.
Was that good?
So now that we've got a ton of gold and some OP pals really early game, let's show you what we can do with that gold to really just set yourself over the edge. What you're going to do is you're going to fast travel to the southern part of the map at the Sea Breeze Archipelago, Castaway Beach. Okay, where are we going now?
So right now we're gonna go all the way up this coast until we reach kind of like the desert part. Once we're there, we're gonna need to take a secret path where it's along the water just enough so we don't get burnt. That way we can get to Fisherman's Point, go ahead and get that fast travel, and we can buy our resources from there. It's gonna be a little walk, but it's definitely gonna be worth the walk.
So you're going to go until you kind of get to a little break point. There's the Bronze Cherry boss right there. Just stay to the left and we're actually going to cross this little water area right here. So again, all you're going to do is just make your way across that river, and you're going to continue going straight until you see this like weird structure right here that is definitely not natural. Once you get to this little location here with that structure, you're going to jump on these rocks, make sure you have all of your stamina, and then get into the water, and you're going to make your way over to this area where Ammo is. Okay, from this location, you're just going to again get in the water, and you're going to be swimming directly over to this rock location here where you see Ammo and his Lunaris kind of hanging out. What did you say? There's like a little area where you can mantle on and get your stamina back?
Yeah, like right here around the corner, you can slightly just climb up onto it and stay stable. You need to find that sweet spot and be able to stand there to regenerate your stamina.
There
Climb,
it is.
There you go.
There it is. So you're not touching the wall, but you're just going to the point where your feet are there and you're still holding your items. Okay, where are we going from here?
So from here, we're just going to go all the way south to the left and follow along the water and basically do the same until we reach the beach. Slightly.
Let's see. Can we climb this? Oh, it's hot. It's hot. That's why.
Yeah, but that's why you need to stay in the water, because it will get hot if you don't stick along the edge here.
I understand. Okay.
From here, just cross the water. Yeah.
Okay.
All we're going to do is just keep going along the edge here until we reach the Fisherman's Point.
Yeah, I just picked up a large scorching egg too. Those, if you guys don't know, those are like a massive experience. So anytime you see any egg, really just pick them up, because the goal of this is to get to a position where we can start breeding like Anubis and some of the other really, really overpowered pals. And if you have extra eggs laying around, it's just free experience. So pick them up when you see them.
Once you guys reach this spot where there's
Dude, we're going to
a lot
get
of
so
pals,
wrecked by this thing.
Oh, God, he's chasing you.
Dude, I'm dead. There's no way I'm surviving this.
No, I got him off. He's good. I'm dead. I'm 1 HP. We need to get that fast travel point.
How did I just die?
No, you died?
Make me so sad. Okay, so take 2. Make sure that you keep quite a bit of distance between yourself and the shore so that you don't have a lespunk come and ruin your day like mine just did just before getting to the village. Okay, so now that we finally made it to Fisherman's Point, let's go ahead and grab this fast travel so that we never have to make that journey again. The whole reason that we did that journey in the first place was so that we could have access to these merchants right in front of you here. We've got a wandering merchant in green up here. Down here, we've got a pal merchant in blue, and then the last merchant is in red all the way at the end of this walkway here on the right-hand side. Now, the insane thing is this guy actually sells all the stuff we want to buy. And if you take a look here, he's got a handgun, he's got ammunition. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these, and let's just say 100 something of these rounds. And look, he's also got heat resistant pelt armor. So now I finally have some clothes, heat resistant undershirt. We're going to go ahead and grab that. And now we're sitting pretty. This pal merchant down here is actually essential. If you open up his inventory, he has a ton of exclusively fire pals. And if you log in and out a number of times, his inventory will actually cycle. So what I recommend doing is actually logging out, logging back in until you find that he is selling a Reptiro. Reptiro is one of the best pals in the entire game for the early game because he has level 3 kindling and level 3 mining, which is going to make it easy for setting up your first base as well as cooking cakes for the first time so that we can use to breed what will eventually be the best pals in the entire game. Once you finish purchasing your own Reptiro, go ahead and make your way up the boardwalk, turn right and go straight down until you find the merchant wearing red on the right hand side. Opening up his inventory, you'll find that you have a ton of selection here in terms of items that you could use for the early to end game. I would suggest picking up as many mega spheres as your gold would allow. That'll make it easy to power level here in just a moment. And he also sells tomatoes and lettuce and medical supplies, things that you're going to need for the early to mid game. Go ahead and also at this time pick up some tomato seeds and lettuce seeds to ensure that you can create a salad farm as soon as you build your first base. Ammo, buddy, it's time to guild up.
It is
You ready?
time.
Congrats, you're in Guild Flauntus Dauntus. Now that we've done all of that and we're super OP with all of our insane gear and insane pals, the next part of the game is going to be to build a base as a guild for the first time. And we're also going to be jump-starting our route to get the 4 best pals in the entire game from a base and combat perspective. Jormuntide Ignis, Jormuntide, Anubis, and Lylene. Let's go ahead and get it. The very first base, which is going to be the best early game base, is going to be just next to Chillet. So if you go to the fast travel point and just to orient yourself, here's the Plateau of Beginnings on the right hand side. Chillet is just northwest of the Plateau of Beginnings, and what we're looking for, there's like a little bridge next to Chillet that goes into this area here. That's the sweet spot. That's where we're going to go. You can get there a couple ways. You can either go to the Raid Syndicate Tower entrance if you have that unlocked, or you can just go to the grassy Behemoth Hills. We're going to go ahead and go to the Raid Syndicate Tower and fast travel. As soon as you guys spawn in, the easiest way to get there is just to go up these stairs this way, and you're going to, if you open your map, just follow this little dirt path. The thugs are attacking us. We've got Ike Theodir up in the trees over there. I have no idea what's going on, but just to help orient you guys with where we're at, we took the first fork to the right. So once you get up here, there's a little bit of a fork in the road. Just turn to the right and then again make your way up this mountain, and you're gonna follow kind of the right hand side of this cave and just climb up. And we made it to the top. And guys, you're immediately gonna see why this is the very best kind of early game first base that you can possibly set up. Again, this base is just littered with ore nodes and plenty of flat space. It's got a ton of trees on each side so that you can get wood if you need to. There's stone quarries that you can build here. There's logging sites for extra wood, and it really is just an overall beautiful area to set up your first base. This base is basically at the top of a mountain with only this little tiny bridge connecting it to the outside world. So anytime you have a raid coming to try and destroy your stuff, they're going to start at the very bottom of the mountain, walk all the way around, and you're going to have pretty much like 5 minutes of heads up before they even start coming your way. Just a very safe overall place to set up your first base. Okay, guys, now that we're here, remember you can only have one base together this early in the game, so you're going to have to destroy your old gold farm. We can always rebuild it later, but for now, we're going to go ahead and build ourselves a pal box right about here. If you look, you can see the blue circle on the outside. You just want to make sure that everything is covered. And now you're just basically going to go on a crazy building spree. All right, I'm going to place this ranch down here, and if you look, me building it by myself is going to take 3 minutes, which is stupid. So I threw out Lunaris, and it goes from 3 minutes to 15 seconds. I mean, this thing is insane. It's got level 3 handiwork, which is basically a step below Anubis, making this one of the best pals that you can get in the early game, hands down. It's going to just make your whole base building process go by super, super quick. One important thing to note, guys, is that now that you're a team, you only have 3 spots at your base. So you need to level this up a few times so we can place the Reptiros in to start mining. So now we have pal box level 5. I'm about to die. I'm really hungry. That's the reason why I decided to make an adjustment here. What we have here at the base is we've got 1 Vixy for farming at the ranch. We have our Patalia that we got earlier to help with the planting and the gathering because we need food to have a base operating. We're throwing the Relaxorus in here just for the watering and its transport, and then we've got 2 Reptiros actually mining. We definitely didn't need 2 ranches in retrospect, but that Vixy has plenty of room. I originally thought that we would need like 3 Vixys. We really don't need that because we have a ton of pal spheres. Ammo, how many spheres do you have?
200 megas and 100 pal spheres.
So you bought a bunch of megas, but I've got 146 regular pal spheres and 34 megas. So this is going to be more than enough for us to power level. To begin the leveling journey, the first thing we need to do is cross the bridge here and take out this little blue boy down here named Chillet, because he's going to give you an ancient technology point. Let's see how good these guns do on him. I'm just going to see if I can hit him from here. Oh, 21. Okay.
And I do 138 damage to the head at level 5 against a level 11 boss.
So easy. We're just doing a ton of damage. And look, it awarded us with the first ancient technology point. Ammo, did you get that too, or was that just me?
I also got it, so we now have 2 ancient technology points.
Well, guys, another thing too that you need to bear in mind is that this Nitewing here, right next to the Chillet spot, this Nitewing is going to be the first flying mount that you can unlock. You can actually unlock it on your technology tree at level 15. So it's going to be that unknown item there, but you want to catch one of these as soon as you can. I want to see if this Megasphere is going to enable us to do it. So the Megasphere is an 81% catch chance. Just simply by doing all of this, you can catch pals at level 11 and get your first flying mount like before you even hit level 7. That's insane. All right, guys, and what we're going to be doing here is just catching as many pals as possible. We have a ton of pal spheres and the capture rate is like 34%, so it's not amazing, but we have like 400 of them between the two of us, so we could just spam these over and over and over again until we have all the pals that we need to level up. And if you see something like this that's a higher level, like this Capridy, you can switch to your Megasphere and get a higher catch rate. And then whatever's left over, I mean, look, we can just throw these Megaspheres at whatever else we're having a hard time catching and basically just level up really, really fast. So here we are in just a crazy catching spree. And if you guys didn't know, the fastest way to level up is by actually catching each pal 10 times. If you look over here on the right-hand side of the screen, I just captured 2 Tiefins and 3 Tiefins, and each time you do that, the level of experience goes up. So again, catching 10 of each pal is the quickest way to rank up.
Hold on, leave this one for mine.
And guys, remember, the main goal here is to catch as many pals as you can, to pick up as many items as you find, to open as many chests as you see, and you want to get yourself to level 15 so that you can craft a Nitewing saddle, and that's going to be the gateway to get the most powerful kindling pal in the entire game, Jormuntide Ignis. So, Ammo, let's go ahead and do some farming, and we'll come back when we hit level 15. Okay, guys, so here we are. We're level 15. Both Ammo and myself, we've got all this super overpowered gear. I actually went into my technology tree and used that technology point to unlock the egg incubator. We're going to need that in a second. And then I'm going to go down here and unlock the Nitewing saddle with those 2 technology points. And we're just swimming in tech points right now. But let's go ahead and see if we can take out the first boss. I have a feeling that we can, because we're super broken right now.
It says boss battle will begin shortly. Are all participants members ready for battle? I'm going to say confirm. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Confirm.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, he's actually kind of thick, but we're clapping him. This actually makes this so easy. This is awesome.
Finish him.
After you guys kill the Raid Syndicate Tower, you're going to need a ton of materials to actually craft yourself this Nitewing saddle, as you see on the screen here. And if you didn't get these materials that you need here on screen while you were leveling up, you're going to be a little bit hard pressed. So for me, I went ahead and emptied my inventory just to show you how I actually go about getting these items. The first thing you need to do is make your way to the small settlement down here, just southwest of the first Syndicate Tower. And the way you want to get to this small settlement is basically just follow this little smokestack, and of course now we have a waypoint in the top middle of the screen here that's going to tell you how to navigate home. As soon as you make your way into the small settlement village, you want to be visiting this guy, the level 30 wandering merchant. Now this guy's going to have a ton of stuff that you're going to need. Wait, Emma, how much wool do you need?
10 cloth, so 20 wool and 20 leather.
All of your leather. I actually ran out of gold, dude. I'm poor. Okay, take 2. I don't know how I just got that much money, but 20 wool and 20 leather.
And 20 leather.
After you purchase that, make sure you make your way up the hill to this fast travel point, because you are certainly going to be visiting this village again in the future, just to make sure you can buy some quick items if you need to. Make your way back over to the base, and the only other 2 items that we need to actually craft the Nitewing saddle again are just going to be fiber and ingots. So good thing we have these Reptiros that we picked up early, farming all this ore, and the only other thing we'll need is just some fiber so we can hit some trees until we have it. Now we need 15 ingots. So look, we've got 202 ore here, which is super optimal. That's the reason why we took the time to set up the Reptiros. He's cooking these ingots like a nobody's business. And if you were stuck with like a Fox Parks or something else this early in the game, this would take a ton of time. And again, this Reptiro is making quick work of this thanks to his level 3 kindling work suitability. Now that we grab the ingots, let's go to our tech tree and unlock the Palworld workbench and build it as well. If I tried to build this by myself, it would literally take like 10 minutes, but thankfully I have again my Lunaris here who's going to help out. Are you going to help out? Look how much faster it's going. Make it. Okay, finally, all of the work that Ammo and myself have put into this has paid off. We now have our very first flying mount at just level 15, and we're going to go ahead and use this now to get ourselves a Jormuntide Ignis. Okay, so here's how you actually get yourself Jormuntide Ignis. First, what you want to do is take yourself from that beautiful Nitewing that you just got the saddle for and fly yourself to Fisherman's Point down here at this point on the map. And all you're going to do is slowly make your way around the bottom of the island here along the beach until you get to the beach of Everlasting Summer. Once you get to the beach of Everlasting Summer and pretty much the entire rest of the biome, you're going to start seeing a ton of eggs all over the ground. Now, guys, the key is that we are looking for a huge dragon egg. It is called a huge dragon egg, and it's the big purple and black egg, and that's the egg that's actually going to have Jormuntide Ignis inside of it. Bear in mind that you need to be picking up every single egg that you see, even if it isn't a huge dragon egg. And the reason is because these eggs will not respawn unless you actually pick them up. So some people would say, oh, just log out and log back in, but that actually doesn't work. You need to pick up the eggs that you see so that if you come back another time, you can actually have a chance of finding yourself that huge dragon egg. And also bear in mind that this entire volcano biome is going to have a chance of having that egg. So don't give up at the beach of Everlasting Summer. Just keep making your way around the outside of the area and you'll eventually find yourself one. And now finally, through friendship and teamwork, we have procured ourselves a huge dragon egg. The beautiful thing here is that we can actually go back to the base and hatch it right now. So let's go do it. Place the huge dragon egg and we are going to go ahead and incubate it to get ourselves the famed Jormuntide Ignis. We have a level 1 Jormuntide Ignis at like level 16. This is insane. If you guys get this, you're going to just basically be able to make ingots for days. It's pretty stupid. Now that we've got one of the 4 most powerful pals in the entire game captured at just level 16, all we need to do now is just get to level 19 so that we can utilize the breeding farm to breed the rest of them through the pals that we've already caught in our journey so far. This is going to be pretty easy and pretty straightforward, but Ammo, there is one more thing we need to do, and that is capture ourselves a Wyvern. We're going to actually breed that Wyvern with the Relaxaurus we caught earlier to get ourselves Jormuntide Ignis's counterpart, Jormuntide, which is the best watering pal in the entire game. So the way you get here is pretty simple. All you got to do is go to the Icewind Island, which is in the very upper left-hand corner of the map, which we unlocked at the very beginning of the game by dying over and over. So simply travel to Icewind Island and make your way southeast all the way to these coordinates. It's going to be -246 and -138. An easy landmark is just to look for that mountain up there with the peak, because this is kind of below it and to the right. So if you fly in the general direction of that mountain, you're eventually going to come here where you see this jet dragon statue and this little blue circle. So all we got to do is jump into the blue circle and we're ready to catch ourselves this Wyvern. Oh yeah, this guy's a ton of HP. We're gonna have to work together. And guys, another thing you can do before you even come in here is just buy a ton of megaspheres. Did we just get it? We got it.
We got him first try. There we go.
Okay, guys, so now that you have successfully captured yourself a Wyvern, there are only 2 more things standing in our way from getting the rest of the 4 most powerful pals in the entire game, and that is simply catching a Mossanda and getting to level 19 so that we can start breeding. So what you're going to want to do is exit the dungeon, make your way over to this fast travel point, just so you have it, and then you're going to travel over to the east to the Eastern Wild Island.
There's actually a Mossanda boss here. I forgot about that.
Where, nearby?
Yeah, right at the end of the beach right here. Yeah. Oh, it's a Wampo!
Once you guys make it to the Eastern Wild Island, all you want to do is hop on your flying mount. This thing is like abysmally slow, by the way, but you just want to go directly west until you get all the way to the end here where Ammo is, and that's where the Mossandas are going to be spawning. As you make your way west, you're going to eventually get to this location here that's 378 -41, and just a little important side quest while we're on the way to catch Mossanda. Make sure that you pick up for yourself at least one of these bee guards, and the reason is because we're going to need it in order to craft honey so that we can make ourselves some cakes. Okay, so we made it over here, and just for reference, the coordinates are 311 and -14. Let's go ahead and take this guy out here, and you're going to have to work with your partner here because this guy is level 28. Okay, we just captured it. Now, I did run out of megaspheres, but I only used like 5 of them, so I could have showed up way more prepared. Ammo, I didn't know it was going to be that difficult, but it actually wasn't bad. If you guys show up and you've got like at least 20 or 30 megaspheres, you're going to be just fine. 29. So now we have everything we need. We've got all the recipes for all the most powerful pals. Next thing up is just to get to level 19. So let's go ahead and just catch some more pals, pick up some more items, and we'll be back as soon as we get there. All right, now that we are back at the base and we have everything that we need, we're level 19. We've got all the breeding pals we need. There's just a couple more things we need to actually get going. So number one is going to be the breeding farm itself. Go ahead and build one of those as soon as you can. And as soon as this guy is built here, if you guys don't know, in order to breed, you need to go to this chest and insert a cake. Now, the way that you get a cake, we've actually been setting up for it this entire video. What you want to do first is take that bee guard that we just captured and drop it in your base. Bee guard, if you don't know, actually produces for you honey, and honey is one of the ingredients in the cake. So you're going to have bee guards here producing honey, and what you're going to do is actually fast travel back to the small settlement that we went to earlier. Once you guys actually get to the small settlement, all you need to do is, again, make your way down this hill until you get to this wandering merchant in the back who's level 30. Talk to him, and if you remember from before, he actually sells all of the rest of the ingredients for the cake. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick up, let's say, 15 eggs, 50 wheat, and then some milk. Once you have all of the materials, go ahead and fast travel back to your base. And then as soon as you get there, you're going to need to cook yourself up a cake. Good thing we went ahead and got for our... You can't do cakes on this thing? You need to unlock the cooking pot from your technology tree and then build it. This is going to enable you to actually cook the cakes with the materials that you just acquired before. And as you see here, the only thing we're missing is flour. What you need to do is go down to your technology tree and unlock for yourself the mill, and the mill is what you're going to use to create flour out of the wheat that you purchased from that vendor. Simply create the mill, select flour, and then you want to start production. Now, if you guys played your cards right, this big old Relaxaurus over here should be coming over to help out, and of course he's not, so let me put him in my party first. Okay, now we have everything we need. Let's go ahead and select cake, start production, and then this is really where that Jormuntide Ignis is super going to come in handy, because he's going to make quick work of these things. You need at least 3 kindling, or else you're going to have a very, 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 very long cake cooking journey. As soon as you get the cake, you're going to want to go ahead and place it inside the pal box, and now all there's left to do is assign the pals for breeding. Breed Celray with Relaxaurus, and that's going to create an Anubis. The next breeding pair you want to put together is going to be that Mossanda that you caught from the mountain, bred with this Petalia, and that's going to create Lylene. And the last combo is going to be the Relaxaurus you had since the beginning, bred together with this Wyvern boss that you caught, and this is going to create for you a Jormuntide. Okay, so we now have our 3 eggs. We've got the huge dragon egg, the huge verdant egg, and the huge rocky egg for our final 3 super broken overpowered pals. Let's go ahead and cook them now and see what we get. The huge dragon egg is going to give us Jormuntide. The huge rocky egg is going to give us Anubis, and it actually has Workaholic. That's actually pretty sick. And the huge verdant egg is going to give us Lylene. So guys, the beautiful thing about this is I am level 20, and look at my party. I have Jormuntide Ignis with level 4 kindling, Jormuntide with level 4 watering, Anubis with level 4 handiwork and level 3 mining, and Lylene with level 4 planting, level 2 gathering, and level 3 medicine production. Guys, these 4 pals are hands down the best pals that you can get in the entire game for each of their respective categories, and me being at level 20 right now is just insane. So this has been your guide to the most insane start in Palworld. Just wanted to say again, thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. Reminder to click my link in the description or scan the QR code at the beginning of the video. Ammo, thank you again so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Good day.
Good day.